Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another video. So, in this video, guys, we're gonna talk about Ye going back on Jay-Z and Beyonce once again. Let's talk about it because for some weird, odd reason, I believe this one is potentially factual, if not half true. Let's talk about it because as you guys know, Ye has been going off a lot on Twitter. And I thought he had a Twitter ban, but evidently not because, Twitter says they are a free speech platform and there's nothing as an offensive tweet. So when they banned him, I was like, I could see why they did it, but I didn't really get it because many people over there on Twitter has been, they have been promoting racism against black and brown people. So as such, when he got banned, I was like, isn't this weird? It definitely seemed like a deliberate attempt to really get Ye off Twitter because he has been saying a lot. And even though a lot of what he has been saying is very, very much vile and repulsive. Guys, if you see the things that other people say on Twitter, what Ye is saying, as vile and as repulsive as it is, it cannot be compared to just the atrocities that is being conducted on a daily basis, especially the black community. We're called monkeys, all sorts of names. I've even at one point included a screenshot of such comment on my community tab here on YouTube. I absolutely kid you not. And I know that a few of you guys saw that screenshot and a few of you guys commented and it is still there. So you can check it out, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So while I don't promote or support a lot of things that what Ye said, to learn that he was banned, it was really picking at me a bit today. But then it seems as though he's back on Twitter again, and he's still trying to ruffle Jay-Z's feathers. Jay-Z's not going to get a break from this guy. And I believe that Jay-Z has made peace with that. Maybe not, because what are the chances that he's now saying if he only had 10 more minutes in the studio at that point with Beyonce, isn't this indicating that he's saying, listen, if I only had 10 minutes more, I know I would have gotten some from Beyonce. Beyonce would have allowed me to smash her. Now, honey, I really can't see Beyonce getting moist for anyone outside of her husband, but sometimes you never know. And at that point, Ye was in his peak. He was in his cream. He was the guy. He was that person that everyone gushed over, loved upon, admired, adored. And you could tell that Beyonce really, even though they were using him, let's keep it real, not gonna leave that part out. They were really using him, but he didn't see it. And even long before this, Wendywilliams said that Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z was using Kanye. But now that it has came to pass, many people could literally see what Wendy is talking about. That is why they're not going to let that woman out of that conservatorship, because Wendy has dropped a few, giant beans, because those beans, they seem so small, but if we should really go back and pick those beans, it will bear a giant stalk. So those are giant beans. But I think that a lot of what she said at the time, it wasn't adding up for a lot of us because many of us were not open to how dark, evil, and twisted the industry was. Do you remember when she said Diddy and those kids and she was like, ooh, and she started getting emotional and crying? And now everyone is realizing what Wendy is saying. And listen, we may see these lawsuits about Diddy coming out, about this man, about this woman. Honey, when I tell you that, it goes deeper and darker than that. But the only reason why we're not hearing about those as yet is because other people are connected. Powerful people influential people, and they cannot put those things on Diddy, because if they do, Diddy is going to start saying, but wait a minute, you asked me to ship those kids in my trailer with my Sean John, and you asked me, and I was this and I was that, so they cannot afford that. So what they're doing, orchestrating people, of course, to come up with false allegations against him, We can see that these allegations are false. And when I call them out and say they're false, and I said the true depths of Diddy's evil is still being hidden from the public because they cannot afford to let us know how dark that tunnel is and how deep it is. Many people think that I'm defending Diddy. Wake up. Wake up. That's not defending someone. Opening your eyes to everything that has been said like 10, 15 years ago. But now I do hope that people will pay more attention. Go back to those clips of Wendywilliams and you guys will get the gist of what I'm saying. So I'm saying, as such, it's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched that Beyonce might have given you that little smirk and you looking at that smirk and say, you know what? I think I can bang this. But then he really didn't have enough time to do it. But still yet, I'm going to have to say, I can't see this woman, Beyonce, getting moist for anyone outside of her husband. Maybe there was a little moment. I think he's cute. I think he's that, but I can't do that. That kind of thing. I think that is what you experience. But anywho, I want to hear from you guys because we know that Ye is directly ruffling Jay-Z's feathers. Even though he apologized yesterday, today he has a new tune. He is changing his tune and he's changing the direction of the wind. He's like, okay, I'm going to stay off the kids, but that doesn't mean I cannot talk about your wife, honey. This is one hot heck of a mess. Anywho, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Do you believe Ye is telling a lie? Because for some reason, I think there's a minute amount of truth to what he said. Not in its entirety, but minute. Leave a comment below. While you're at it, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.
This whole time I've been tweeting for the past 5 weeks. I've just been expressing myself, and now it's been very therapeutic. I never really realized the amount of times that I've been crossed. Like, say John Legend, for instance, I definitely changed his life, brought him up, all that. And, he just went against me because I like Trump. It was nothing against him, but he became a very vocal person against me. Like, I can't be his friend anymore. It's like, first of all, bro, I put you on. Like, everyone was so, I just didn't appreciate it, and I just deal with that and get to a happy place. But something about the Cardi shit that was triggering me, just like how Trav and put me on the album. But then I understand it because I'm saying about the Jewish shit. But then it's like when he brought my daughter into it, it was